Hey guys, Jeff Ryan here. I know my pit cases are closed. Feels weird to me too. I had a couple packages come in. One of them's a slot car. One of them is a couple of bags for the shop vac that I got. So I'm excited about this project. It's, if I'm not mistaken, I was doing the tracking. I've got another one coming. I think this is the red Mustang. So it's a hard top and it should be covered with decals and things like that. So we got a fun project coming up. Let me go ahead and get into it. Okay, just got the T-Jet out, but at first I've got to hand it to people who pack well. It was wrapped up in one piece of bubble wrap, that was wrapped up in another one, and then the bag itself is a bubble wrap bag. So I always like when people take extra care shipping it, because these old cars, man, you know, just take care of them. Will you just take care of them? So like I said, it's all covered, and when I first saw it, I go, oh boy, the back wheel wells have to be cut. And I kept looking at the pictures, and they're not. You know what? They're not cut. The bumpers, they look like they could be. I was first thinking maybe touched up with a Molotov chrome pen, but they're probably going to be taken off, stripped, and redone. Or I've got. I probably have to check my supply. I probably have some spare bumpers there. But it just looked filthy. It looked like a project I could have some fun with. Don't know if it's going to run. Let's take it over here. Make sure the transformers are on. Let's see what we get, guys. Oh, it does run. Not bad at all, huh? Wow, very good. Sound a little dry there at the end, but we'll take care of that. Okay, good. So we got a fun project coming up. The chassis, I'm going to take it apart and clean it anyways and get the appropriate tires all around like that. And the decals, they should just come off with a little bit of warm water. We'll get this bugger cleaned up. All right, let's dive into it. But I tell you what, I want to jump right into it, but let's do this just for fun. Let's give it a bit of a test. Hopefully it'll work again for the test lap here. Still sounds dry, but yeah, it's got to have a good cleaning. That chassis, I'm very thankful that it runs as well as it does. I'm going to have to retrieve that. But let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get the body off the chassis here real quick. Well, I tell you what, the getting the screw out here was a little bit tight, and then I'm seeing that the front screw post is a little bit cracked there, and it looks like they may have put some type of glue or bonding compound down in that screw post so it wouldn't get any worse, but there's still some residual on the screw. That's why it was hard to get out. And the back one, I haven't touched it yet, but that's what a lot of guys did when they didn't cut the wheel wells out. They had to jack it up. So I get that, but when you do that, it puts stress on the front screw post, and if that's the reason why the front screw post cracked, I get it. Kinda interesting. I took the front screw out, and look what's left there. It's like whatever was in the threads there, the sleeve there of the screw post, that's what's left on the chassis. I don't know if that was like old glue again, some type of compound, I don't know. I know I had fun with the decals when I was a kid. It seems like this guy wanted to put every decal he had on the pack there on this thing. I mean, we all did it. But let's see if we can get this thing looking a little bit better. I'm going to take it to the sink, get it washed up, and you guys know I've done this before. I use warm water and I use a toothbrush. This is again, it's a very soft toothbrush, and it gets these things off. I might have to use my thumbnail a little bit to scrape a little bit off, but just a little bit of warm water. Take your time, and look at the filth. I mean, just in the hood there and the doors and everything, it's just absolutely dirty. All right, let me go and get in front of the sink. All right, very good. I'm at the sink here, and one caution I always give is, hey, listen, have one of those little screen catcher things there. You know, imagine the bumper falling off, going down there. Not a fun prospect. All right, let me get the water hot. I'm just going to use a little of the Palmolive soap that we got there, the toothbrush, and my thumbnail. Here we go. Just started with the trunk there, got the decal off there, and I've been using that toothbrush to get in those cracks there and the crevices around the trunk, around the hood and all that stuff. It's coming out. Let me go and get it under the water again. All right, guys, we are making progress. Got the roof done, the trunk done, got the driver's side done. Still have the hood, and I got the other side to do. What's interesting about the old decals is as long as they're under the water there, they're loosening up. They're pretty easy to get off. Okay, looking pretty good. Got all the decals off, and I'm looking at the back bumper. You see that white around it? He must have, previous owner must have glued the back bumper on, because that's like what happens when you see a glue that isn't very favorable in water, like Elmer's glue. So he probably glued the back bumper off. I'm going to see if I can get it off and clean some of that. I mean, you see it all over there? You know, that's got to come off. Okay, it did not take much effort to get that bumper off, but you see how much glue there is on there? That water had to soften it up, because it's really pliable right now. I had it back out of the bench, and then I realized that the roof was glued on too, so I just came back to the sink, got under some warm water, and then the roof came off. You see all the white residual glue that's on there? Again, with this warm water, it should just take it right off. Give me a bit. Okay, very good. I got all the residual glue off there. It was kind of stringy. It's kind of pulley when I was getting it off when it got warm, and I got it off the windshield as well. So let me go ahead and towel dry this, and I'll or shirt dry this rather, and I'll take it back out to the bench. Just for fun, I'm wicking out the screw posts there. I just did the front one, doing the back one, and even these holes right here, guys, if there's any residual water, you don't want to be putting the bumper in there. You know what I mean? You really don't. You really don't. So make sure that those holes are really good before you do any more gluing. All right, just looking at it, the body came out pretty good. Didn't have any more decals on there, but it's kind of lackluster. I did try to buff it out a little bit with my shirt, but I think I'm going to VRP it. And I had a thought on the way back out here to the shop is it's in prime condition. If I wanted to put a windshield on there, a boot on there, and we could have a convertible right now. You know what? All right, here is the VRP, vinyl rubber plastic, made by the chemical guys. Vinyl rubber plastic, doesn't say anything about paint, right? Now, I've been putting the VRP on my T-Jets for quite some time now, and I've had very good success with it. And here's the caution. I've had some guys say, hey, listen, if you have a slot car like an AFX or something or whatever, and it has like a lot of paint on it, that the VRP can start removing some of the paint. I haven't had that happen. I really have not had that happen. I hear guys say, hey, listen, you know, that's a caution, so I want to pass that on. Maybe the T-Jets don't have enough of the paint on them, or the silver accents don't come off with the VRP, whatever it is. I've had good success with it. So I'm going to splooge a little bit on there, rub it in with a paper towel, and just let it set for a bit. Got the VRP slathered on there. Time for the chassis. I really think that these bumpers are going to have to be stripped. I really do. So let me do this. I know I'm going to need 4 hubs, 4 tires. Let me see about getting the, if I don't have them, if I don't have replacement bumpers, we're going to strip them, or we're going to spray them with the Molotov. Let me see if I got the bumpers or not. Just a sec. Going through my parts bin, I do have a bunch of front back bumpers for the Mustang. Oops, there we go. Don't spill. There we go. But I'm going to do a whole video on re-chroming. I know I've done a video showing that, but I want to show you how I strip things, how I specifically glue them. Because if you glue them wrong to the post that you're going to be spraying them on, you can literally rip some of the paint off. So there's some precautions there. I'll do a whole video on that. Should be fun. So here's my. Boy, I don't want that to fall. I better close that. Close that. There we go. All right, here's my bag of supplies. I've got front bumpers, back bumpers for the Mustang. I get them from Rather Boring on eBay. He's the gentleman, Harrison's the gentleman who started model motoring for us, and thank goodness he did, because they're making a bunch of high quality parts. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. Tell them, hey, Jeff sent you, because they've got some great reproduction parts for our old stock cars. All right, what I did do is I got some tires, I got some hubs there, and a bit ago I just wiped off the Mustang. I got the Molotov. I got the VRP off. Look at this. This is shirt buffed. You know. Oh, and one thing, just a side note here. God, that looks awesome. I'm part of a number of the Facebook groups who do the slot cars and the T-Jets and whatnot. And one of the comments, and I was laughing out loud. One of the comments was, I would never put any wax or polish on my old T-Jets. Fine, fine. No, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I just want mine to look good. That's all. I want them to look really good. And when you get them shiny like that, that looks like it just came out of Aurora's factory, I prefer that to, yeah, look at these. These have never had anything on them. Just kind of dull. Just kind of dull. All right, let me clean the bench off a little bit. I'm going to get into the chassis. We got the parts for the body, so we are moving along. Man, looks dynamite as a convertible, doesn't it? I mean, I had the pieces that I just had to, I had to see what it looked like. It looks dynamite. Look at that. As a convertible, that is just spot on, isn't it? Now, all kind of things are running through my mind. Maybe I should sell this as a kit back on eBay, or I don't know. I don't know. But man, I like that. I like the way it looks. Tell you what, the convertible does look good, but it started like this. I'm going to end it like this. Got the front and back bumpers on. They're not glued in. I always try to dry fit them. And I got the roof on again, just dry fitted. But boy, it looks a whole lot better already without all the decals on there. So the next is to get to the chassis. And what does he got on the front there? He's got the, those are sponge. Those are sponge on the front there. Wow. And he's got the bigger tires on the back. Well, we know it runs, right? We know it runs, so it's just a matter of getting it clean. All right, let me start pulling it apart. Just got the tires and hubs off real quick. I'm gonna set those aside and set these aside. I've got one short axle and I've got one long axle, so I'm gonna have to replace that with a short one real quick. Just looking at the chassis a little bit better. I don't think it needs the brass on. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it with a wire brush. That should take care of it. That should do real good. And if I'm seeing it right, I might not be with my old eyes, but it looks like it's got the brushes in there, the V, with the V on the. Just got the engine plate off, and yep, it's the ones with the V, so we'll replace those. What were they made for? The magnet traction and the AFX, that type of thing. So I'll go ahead and get some the flat brushes real quick. But I tell you what, that's never been cleaned in there. Look at all that old oil and stuff there, you know what? There we go, got that shoe off. Don't know if I'll have to refresh the springs. I've done that a number of times when the springs have been, you know, had pressure on them for 50 years. Sometimes you need to refresh them a little bit. Okay, where are we at? Not bad. Again, that might need to be cleaned. I'll probably get a Q-tip or something and some alcohol and wipe that out real quick. Wiped out the chassis there with the alcohol. Came out real good. Also took the wire brush to the gears there and the bottom of the com plate there. Let's see if I can get some light on it there. We go, and have it come out real good, real good. I still have yet the shoes to do, and we'll start reassembly after that. Just got the shoes done. I was looking at the springs, and yeah, look at the one on the left. Kind of wonky, isn't it? I'm going to get 2 brand new springs. Just a sec. What's funny, since I knew I had some here on the card, I sold all the springs that I had in the auction. Oh, and by the way, all the auctions went last week. Did real good. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for bidding on them. So I've got a couple of springs I'm going to cut off the card. All right, just got them cut off the card. I know some guys are cringing that I cut them off the card, but I can't use them if they're still on the card, guys, and I buy them for the purpose of using them. Got my brand new 61-year-old springs out, never been used. Time for some reassembly. Gonna put this bugger back together, oil it up, see if we can get it on the track looking good. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. Hey, Jeff, why don't you buy some aftermarket springs? Great question. I have. I found some of the aftermarket springs, I don't want to say they're too springy, but they're just a little bit too big, and I prefer using the old Aurora ones. I am oiling as I'm going along. I gotta get the magnets in, the brushes in, top plate on the clamp, but doing good. Again, just a reminder, oil as you go. It's much easier that way, guys. And as far as oil goes, I've had this for quite a while, and I use more of a thinner viscosity. Reason I do is just for what I came into with this chassis, is when you go to clean it and you have a thinner viscosity oil, it's easier to clean the chassis. If you used almost like a gear paste, that kind of stuff, lots of luck. Can you still clean it? Yeah, a little bit harder. Again, that's why I use a little bit thinner viscosity as far as the oil I use. Nothing like a refurbished chassis ready to go. It is going to be track time here in just a second. I got to get the body on the chassis, but guys, I think we're done. Give me 1 sec. Just got the body on the chassis, and it is track time. It is track time. Let's see what we get, guys. Oh, there we go, huh? Look at that. Man, that's got some juice to it, too. No wonder he liked this so much. Man, that's a good running chassis. Let's put it on the big track just for fun. Just for fun, see what we get. I'm trying to open it up here, the back stretch. Oh, yeah. It does good. It does good. Man, all right. Well, I'm glad I got this piece. What was it for? Like 44 bucks, something like that. And I always think like the chassis are 25 to 35 bucks. So looking at the body now we've got a body. Now we've got a body on there. Man, absolutely wonderful. God, I like that pen. Looks great now. And you know, one thing that I do like about the VRP, and it's probably not coming across in the video a whole bunch, but the way the light reflects against a dull compared to a real shiny body, I always like the way the light hits it. You got a nice shiny body there. And one thing while I'm thinking about it, guys, listen, I've still got these darn boxes. Anybody want these chassis and boxes? Let me know. I'll pack them up and send them to you. If by next week I don't hear anything, they're going to be in the trash bin. They're eating up real estate. That's all they're doing. I don't need to have them anymore. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the project. It was a fun one, and man, it came out good, didn't it? Look at that. Look at that. And I was going back and forth on the convertible, but I've already got a red convertible, you know? So now I don't know if I'm going to keep this or put it back on eBay. All right, let me know if you need anything, guys. Hope you had a good time. And my book, it is on Amazon. If you haven't got it yet, it's there for you. There should be a link in the description. And like I always say, let me know if you need anything. I sincerely mean that, guys. All right, see ya.